Alright, deadly Harlem gang indictment. 200/8 block versus 6 block. 20 years of beef, 30 arrested, 7 people dead.
You made my shirt wrinkly.
The bloody turf war in Harlem, a legacy of violence and destruction.
Shit.
The origins of 200 block and 6 block, a history
Oh shit.
of violence and destruction. The origins of 200.
Yo. They didn't even get bro's mush. I just got a picture from his Instagram. Whoa.
Block and 6 block, a history of feud and bloodshed. In the heart of Harlem, a brutal and unrelenting turf war between two rival gangs. The 200 heart of Harlem, a brutal and unrelenting turf war.
What's that? Like gang. No wonder you hitting innocent.
A feud and bloodshed. In the heart of Harlem, a brutal and unrelenting turf war between two rival gangs, the 200 block and 6 block. A brutal and unrelenting turf war between two rival gangs, the 200 block and 6 block, has left a lasting mark.
Bro? Shit pissing me off, bro. He hitting a fucking jump shot mid-drill, bro.
Two rival gangs, the 200 block and 6 block, has left a lasting mark on the community.
Pass coming all the way down and shit, bro.
The decades-old feud between these gangs has resulted in the deaths of countless individuals, many of whom were innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire of senseless.
Shit! Oh! Grandpa got hit!
Many of whom were
they hit Grandpa with the stray. He already had a wheelchair, a little helper. Oh!
The ongoing
Shit!
war for control
Yo!
Harlem
That's
into
a nice Nike Elite bag.
With families torn apart, businesses
damn, bro,
and a community living in fear. The history of both gangs traces back to the 1970s and 1980s when they were merely small street crews engaging in petty crimes like theft, vandalism, and minor drug sales. However, as Harlem became a lucrative hub for the drug trade in the late 80s and early 90s, these groups expanded their operations, establishing clear-cut territories and adopting the These groups expanded their operations, establishing
what the fuck?
Clear.
You trying to catch it or something?
Territories and adopting the violent tactics that would define.
What the fuck? He hit him with the. Ah, oh, hell nah. That drama funny as hell.
By the early 2000s, 200 block and 6 block had evolved into full-fledged criminal organizations, engaging in large-scale drug trafficking, extortion, and violent retaliation against rival groups. With the rise of gang culture across New York City, their influence grew, and they established alliances with larger, well-known gangs, such as the Crips, Macabala.
Oh, whoa.
Established alliances with larger, well-known gangs, such as the Crips.
Hey, yo, why is he that close to that man's face like that? Hey, yo, bruh. Them Reebok stuff, though.
Crips, Macabala.
Yo, look at Nikki twisting up her fingers.
Rims, Trinitarios, Trendies, and Papotes.
It is a Dominican gang the NYPD has been watching and fighting for years.
Who are the Trinitarios?
Dangerous, notorious. You can search it out. We're the most dangerous gang.
Fucking big 3D piece, you heard?
Gangster. Each contributing to the escalating
bloodshed. The wrong way, like Taylor said, she middle seat.
OED, Own Every Dollar, was also heavily involved in organized crime, linking with different factions to dominate Harlem's drug trade and extortion rackets.
In all, prosecutors say 30 suspected
trade and extortion rackets.
In all,
nah, gang. Who is this, bro? Who is this, bro? Oh my fucking god. Not only do they got some long ass fucking legs, they got some short shorts on and some long ass socks to go with it.
Prosecutors say 30
what the fuck?
Gang members are now off the street. They are alleged members of 3 northern Manhattan-based gangs: the 208 block crew, the 6 block crew, and the OED.
50% of the shootings in the 3-3 and 3-4 precincts this year are attributable to people being charged in these indictments.
The surge of gun violence, Harlem becomes a war zone. Over the past decade, Harlem has been plagued by an alarming rise in gun-related violence, much of which can be attributed to the turf war between these gangs. From 2017 to 2023, more than 50 shootings were reported in connection to gang-related activities,
Between these
leaving
guys?
dozens dead and hundreds wounded.
Or just this shit?
One of the most tragic incidents occurred in June 2019, when a 15-year-old boy named Luis Lil Loco Martinez
Lennox
was gunned down outside a bodega on Lenox Avenue. Witnesses reported that the shooting was a retaliatory hit ordered by 200 Block after rumors spread that Luis had been working as an informant. His death sent shockwaves through the community, serving as a grim reminder of the brutality that had taken over Harlem streets. In August 2020, a deadly shootout between members of 6 Block and their rivals left 4 people dead outside a Harlem apartment complex. Among the victims was a 47-year-old father of 3, Juan Alvarez, who had simply been walking home from work.
What the fuck?
Surveillance footage showed gang members wielding automatic weapons, spraying bullets indiscriminately into the crowd.
What the fuck?
The NYPD later spraying bullets indiscriminately into the
Nah, what was tossing? Dude got his window down. Look pissed.
The NYPD
not
later
look
recovered
pissed, look
over
fucking
60 shell
uninterested,
casings
bro.
from the scene,
I'm missing every
marking
shot.
it as one of the deadliest gang shootings in recent history. By the summer of 2023, the violence reached unprecedented levels.
Get off the camera,
Between
bro.
June and September, more than a dozen retaliatory shootings were reported, with multiple victims sustaining life-threatening injuries.
Hey, bro.
With multiple victims sustaining life-threatening injuries. A longtime Harlem resident, speaking anonymously, described the period as living in a war zone, where the sound of gunfire became so
Oh, is he trying to cover his face? Is that what it is? That shit is not gonna help, bro.
common that
I'm
people
telling you, bro, you took that shit off of
living
me.
in a war zone, where the sound of gunfire became so common that
Nah, my those forms need to be worked
people
on,
barely
bro.
reacted anymore.
Searching for the shooter who last night killed an innocent bystander. With the latest, here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
A single shot struck an innocent man in the head. 66-year-old Rada Gurgis, seen here in his final moments, talking on the phone outside the store. He was visiting his family here for the birth of a grandchild. One of his sons owns the deli.
Very nice
cheese.
people. Very nice people. Decent, do everything smiling for their customer.
Nothing to do with the life over here. He just came to visit.
You come to see to visit your families, and then supposed to come to one of the best cities in the world. We need the public safety back.
A feeling echoed tonight by worried neighbors, wondering what kind of summer it might be if those who did this and might retaliate aren't stopped from perpetuating the violence.
Social media as a battleground, threats,
Bro, you never heard of fly. Merch that shit on your man. He ain't that. Social media is a battleground.
taunts, and investigations. Modern gang wars are no longer confined to the streets. Social media platforms have become an extension of the battlefield. Members of 200 Block and 6 Block frequently posted videos taunting their rivals, flaunting firearms, and even referencing real-life murders in their rap lyrics. These digital breadcrumbs proved invaluable to law enforcement, as investigators used Instagram posts, Facebook videos, and YouTube freestyles to link suspects to specific crimes. Undercover operations, wiretaps, and social media surveillance played a pivotal.
Please kill him, bro.
Undercover operations,
Do him for me.
wiretaps, and social media.
Yo, motherfucker's got his association, his name, all the above, bro. Group chat. Who know anyone with revolver? 38. Anything, talk to me.
Surveillance played a pivotal role in gathering evidence. NYPD's gang unit monitored gang members' online activities, piecing together crucial details that ultimately led to multiple arrests. Authorities found that gang members would brag about shootings, coordinate drug deals, and even order hits via direct messages, unaware that law enforcement was watching closely. The turning point: mass arrests and a community left in shambles. In November 2024, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, in collaboration with federal agencies, announced the indictment of 30 members from both gangs, marking a significant breakthrough in the fight against Harlem's gang violence. The charges ranged from murder, conspiracy, illegal gun possession, and assault, with prosecutors stating that this was a watershed moment in dismantling the cycle of terror. This sweeping indictment was the culmination of a 6-year-long investigation involving a combination of traditional detective work and cutting-edge surveillance technology. However, despite the arrests, the scars left behind by decades of violence remain deeply ingrained in the community. Families of victims continue to mourn, businesses struggle to recover, and Harlem's once thriving culture has been overshadowed by fear. Property values in affected areas plummeted, and many longtime residents were forced to relocate, unable to bear the constant instability. Children who grew up dodging bullets instead of playing outside now live with the psychological trauma of witnessing violence firsthand. The future. Can Harlem heal? While the indictment is a step in the right direction, many believe that it's merely a band-aid on a deeper, systemic issue. The root causes of gang violence, poverty, systemic neglect, lack of education, and the allure of quick money through crime must be addressed if lasting change is to be achieved. Harlem's future depends on more than just law enforcement. It requires community engagement, youth intervention programs, and economic revitalization efforts to provide an alternative to the cycle of crime. In response to the ongoing crisis, several local organizations have stepped up.
Presbyterian does not have trauma unit, big dog, so be careful standing on that block. Feel me, you might not make it to the next hospital. Damn.
Up to provide youth mentorship programs, job training,
Was that a warning?
and educational
Was that
initiatives
Mancy
aimed at
talking to?
steering young people away from gang life. Nonprofits like Harlem Children's Zone and Cure Violence have been working tirelessly to interrupt violence before it escalates, offering at-risk youth an alternative path. The role of law enforcement remains a contentious topic. While some community members support aggressive policing tactics to curb violence, others argue that a militarized police presence only deepens the divide between law enforcement and Harlem's residents. Finding a balance between safety and community trust will be crucial in determining the long-term success of anti-gang initiatives. As Harlem stands at a crossroads, the question remains: can this historic neighborhood reclaim its legacy of resilience and culture, or will it remain shackled by the grip of gang violence?
Those just be hopping out. That's literally all it is.
Resilience and culture, or will it remain shackled by the grip of gang violence? The answer lies in the collective efforts of its residents, leaders, and advocates working to dismantle the systemic barriers that fuel crime. But what do you think? Can Harlem truly move forward, or will history continue to repeat itself? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And if you want to stay updated on the latest crime stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications.
We will not tolerate gun violence on our streets. If you use guns to commit violence and cause harm, you will be held accountable. In total, these groups allegedly are responsible for about 50% of the shootings in Inwoods and Washington Heights, 50% of the shootings in the 3-3 and 3-4 precincts this year. Search warrants, as was mentioned, undercover buys. It was a really sort of all of the above approach.
Part 2. Man, Germany run for mayor, bruh.